Hi, it's Lindsey Millar with your news headlines for today. Joined by singer Tony Orlando and Governor Asa Hutchinson, former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee today made his presidential announcement in Hope. His opening pitch was a populist one. He said he's the candidate of the working people, not of billionaires. He talked about stagnant wages, of student loan debt, housing prices being too high, a fair shake for the working class. Of course, he says government programs are not the answer. He said we've abandoned biblical principles and are now worshiping the false god of the courts. They cannot overturn the laws of nature. Read, of course, gay marriage is bad and cannot stand. This inspired his first key endorsement from Senator Jason Rapert, who said, I lost his quote. He said that boldness and honesty at a time when so many are compromising fundamental beliefs is what Huckabee brings. Already, Huckabee's been attacked by his old nemesis, the Club for Growth, which points to his record of raising taxes in Arkansas. His message is likely to push the rest of the Republican field to the right. He probably stands a chance in Iowa, which is such a strange primary setup, and could take some of the momentum that he might get in Iowa on to South Carolina and the coming SEC primary. So while most national commentators see Huckabee as a long shot, and they're probably right to a degree, he seems likely to be in the mix for a while. Meanwhile, the Arkansas Times relationship with the former governor has not grown any warmer over the years. You may remember that during his time as governor, we were frozen out of all media events and press releases. And Huckabee called us a trashy tabloid and other even harsher names. Today, David Kuhn and Brian Chilson, our associate editor and photographer, respectively, made the trip down to Hope, but were denied entry. So, no hard feelings, Huck. We'll still be there, even if you don't let us come close. Likely by the time this airs, Little Rock businessman and former Little Rock School District school board member Baker Kurrus will be named as the next superintendent of the Little Rock School Board. The State Board of Education was meeting to consider a special waiver to allow Kurrus, who has no formal education background, which is required by state statute, to be superintendent. This echoes a move that the state legislature made in the last session to allow Education Commissioner Johnny Key to serve in that post, despite his lacking of the required experience and credentials. So it remains to be seen what the response will be on this, though a post we did last night speculating on it drew many people from the district or who are involved in the district talking about the waivers and how that doesn't send the right message. But Kurrus is also widely respected. As I said, he was on the school board for 12 years. He's also an experienced businessman who was already leading an advisory panel to consider the district's finances, which with the end of desegregation money is going to be sort of the key issue that the district has to figure out in the coming years. Check the Arkansas blog. Benji Hardy is on the scene at the state board meeting, and we'll have more directly. It's day 7 in the retrial of Tim Howard, the man who was convicted in 1999 of the killing of Brian and Shannon Day in Little River County and sentenced to death. His conviction was vacated last year by a judge who said that prosecutors didn't turn over potentially exculpatory evidence. The retrial is something that our longtime contributor Mara Leverett has been following closely. I encourage you to read her coverage, not only because this is the first time in a long time since the West Memphis 3 case that a death row inmate has a very good chance of going free, but also just for how colorful the trial has been. Yesterday, One of the main prosecution witnesses was a man named Kenny Chicken Fields, a former cockfighter and meth dealer. In Jonesboro, a group called the Arkansas State University Gay Straight Alliance is asking supporters to turn out to a city council meeting tonight where a non-discrimination ordinance of some sort may be introduced. We'll stay on that and more. Please check the Arkansas blog and make sure while you're there to see David Ramsey's quite funny roundup live blog of the Mike Huckabee announcement. Thanks.